Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Let's get started. I wanted to do the terrain right away, but I didn't have time to do the input stuff off stream. And I want to get that done, even though it's like, I mean, it's somewhat related to the terrain, but not really, but it's still a good thing to do. So we will do that, and then we will probably move on, because I think we have time today for that, but let's see. So I have a couple of things that I need to do for the input system. One is that each input binding we will keep like that. And then we basically have each input binding has an input type and a binding slot. So that stays the same. But I think what we will do is I mean, actually, let's keep those composites. Let's go to gamepad. I'm curious. Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah. Let me think. Hello, Captain Chico. I had an idea, but now looking at the code, I'm not too sure anymore about it. The input type is fine. I think, yeah, maybe we go to gamepad. We actually make this one shifted by 0. One shifted by 1. Actually, do I do that right away? Let's try that. Let's do that refactor. So basically what I want is that those are basically the normal enable bitmask operations for game controller access. Or do I need that? Can't I just do that automatically? Why do I even need to Why do I even need to do that? Let's try to do that manually anyways. Not under enums, just as a... So basically template type name enum requires std is enum_v. And then const expr like that. And all of that. Shifted, well, it's one shifted by that, or one shifted by that. That would be the idea, that we do that magic automatically, basically. That. Alright, yeah. So that kind of works. Probably. Wait, why is that? Ah, wait. Why would I have it like that? Is it always like that? Where is operator overloading? Damn it. Oh, here. Oh, where is it? No, not that one. Yeah, I think I would want to do it like that. Just... it's a little bit more readable, I think, like that. I don't know. Oh, sorry. So that, and that's just returning that straight away. It's really just that, right? Then operate on that value. Wait, that's bool. I wouldn't say that that's a bool, right? Oh wait, maybe it is actually, never mind. Oh yeah, that's the actual one. Let's actually not do the... where is it? Get rid of that. Because we will move them to the Onyx namespace. Let's actually do... that is enums, and then this is Onyx. Let's do it like that. All right. Let's remove that. Because I never was a fan of that macro anyways. That should make our enums a little bit easier to handle. What actually, hold on, wasn't it one shifted by 0? Yeah, okay. So then, oh my god, stop it. Oh, the thing is, we don't really support none then, right? But I mean, is none even a thing, right? That's the other question. Maybe we do. Maybe we kick none, I don't know. I mean, those don't then make too much sense. This one. That's a little problematic, actually. If we actually do yeah. I mean, is it ever none, right? Yeah, I mean, this one is basically a none, but that one... Okay, that is a valid thing. Okay, I mean, then that's fine. What do you mean? I mean, excess none doesn't actually make any sense anyways. Probably shader read makes the most sense. We are not really removing the bit masks, we are basically implicitly converting them to bit masks. If that makes sense. Shader stage invalid doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And or end count is removed as well. Texture usage none. Texture wrap none. Texture filter none. Although I mean that one, they are not bit masks, so they can have none. But let's see where it fares. That is a bit of a change, but it was on my list anyway, so. Although does that make it better? Let me think again. Maybe that actually doesn't make it better. I think I take... I mean, that makes sense actually, to remove that macro kinda makes sense. So we will definitely get rid of, yeah, that. Then we don't do that automatic conversion here. You just have to give it already a enum value that is a bit mask. If it's not, it's basically your fault. Because I think the implicit conversion makes it just a little bit problematic to work with. To be honest, I thought it's nice, but I think it doesn't add a whole lot. But getting rid of the macro is still nice. Eh? Ah. Check implicit bit maskability rule. What is that? Ah, because it's a implicit thing or what? Like this? I see. But is it implicit? I'm not sure. Because it's not really implicit, I would say, but maybe it is. If it makes problems, we can think about that. Not gonna lie. 1 shifted by 0. Or do I like 0x 2 more? No, I think the 1 shifted is like easier to read, maybe. I don't know. Oh god. Hero shifted by 1. God damn it. Okay. Getting there. Ah, okay. What the? Why would you? But is enum returns true for a non-enum class? That's interesting. Okay. Ah, is scoped enum the thing? Int is force, A is force. Oh wait, no, okay. Ah, okay. Enum struct enum class. Okay, yeah, then maybe we want is scoped enum. Is that not a thing? Is that a 23 thing or what? Oh my god, it's 23. Unfortunate. Then the other question is, what does he not like here? You think I will be fine? I mean, we can try. I don't mind changing it too much. I just thought I skip it for now. But okay, I will take your... I will take the leap of faith, I guess, and we will try it. Where did I set that? Do I even set that somewhere in a nice way? Probably not, right? I did that manually, I think. Which might be actually a problem anyways. Maybe we should adjust that anyways, but for now it's probably in the add of the projects. So it's a CMake thing somewhere here. Yeah, that one. That would be 23. And then here 23. It would be interesting. Probably, I mean, there is a set CXX standard, right? I think that's it. It's for the whole CMake thing, but might be interesting to try that out. Can I just generate and it will just work? I mean, there's a couple of things that I already wanted from 23, so that's not too bad, but I'm afraid it's not gonna work. But let's see, maybe it does. Alright, so then we should be able to go to our enum. Is scoped enum v. All of them actually should just work on the scoped enum anyways. This one as well, this one as well, this one as well. What does it say here? Do I compile now with STD latest or what? Where is the command line here? STD C++ latest. Interesting. So that might not even be 23 anymore. What? Automod is telling you not to use CMake? What do you mean? No, not that I know of. Oh wait, here. Sorry, yeah. No. It didn't show in the streamerbot chat overlay the message. I guess it somehow blocked it. I have no idea why it blocked that message. I mean, okay, that's better than expected, not gonna lie. Wait. That is marked as a bit mask, but it didn't even completely support a bit mask. That's cool. I mean, it's not really used anyways, but... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was almost too easy. Does it really work? Seems like it works. Okay. Was way more painful to go from 17 to 20 than from 20 to 23. That's good. Never mind. All right. Not quite sure what I missed from 23 that I could do now, but we will probably find out. Okay, but that's nice. That got a macro away. Like we removed one macro, which is nice. But that's not really what I wanted. I wanted to go here and then do left stick axis XY. Right stick. And then left trigger. Oh, well, that is fine, right? Okay. Good. And then I think we have mouse as well. Mouse axis XY. And then we have mouse axis delta. What the hell was that? PC dies. And then this is unshifted by 0. Why is that a signed one? We don't really know. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that, like what you wrote with the memory order. I mean, I don't mind the change and I think it's better anyways, but yeah, fascinating that they did that a little bit. But it's fine. Alright, mouse axis we have like that. Perfect. So what I want to do is we go back to input binding. And now we have a struct input trigger. Or do we? Yeah, I mean, we don't really care about that for now, do we? I mean, maybe we do. I mean, it's basically I input trigger, and then we have struct our input trigger pressed and struct and then this is a U32 action index input action that has to be triggered for this input action that has to be triggered to trigger the owning action, which is a little bit weird, but yeah, it will all make sense in a second. So basically we have those, the input modifier we were not do for now anymore. Modifiers that change the input value. That all makes sense in a second, hopefully. And then we only do actually the bool binding goes away, if I'm not mistaken. And like all of those bindings go away, I think. That might actually take a little bit more time than I thought. it would. But I think all of those are gone. And this is actually not a virtual function anymore. A virtual class anymore. We don't necessarily need a type ID then. So the modifiers to do add modifiers once they are needed. Although we might need them right away. Yeah. And then we have dynamic array trigger. Triggers. If empty, the default trigger is pressed or down. No, let's do probably pressed. Let's do down. And then let's do the modifiers here. Swizzle input modifier. Although this could be, let me think. No, they need data, right? Yeah, they need data, so it needs to be this probably. But we don't necessarily. No, I mean, yeah. Alright, get name is fine. Get name, what was that returning? Bool. We don't care about that. Let's remove the get name. And this is R1, that is R1. Input. How did that work? Alright, triggers, modifiers, that, and then here that is input equals input value. And let's do one overload. Takes like both. Because why not? Okay. Let's get rid of that. Reset. Get rid of that. All right. Yeah, we need IDs for those probably. But they could be just enums, or do we want to have a type ID? Let's do a type ID. I don't know. Input trigger action. Down here. That one is an input trigger swizzle. But we need to inherit, right? Otherwise that doesn't really work. All right, so we have that, and then let's get rid of that. We will deal with this later. Let's do that. Let's do update. And then if it's a mouse, get binding dimension, I guess. Or do we need that? Hold on, let's maybe not. Maybe we don't need that. Could just have a vector 3f 32m last input. Or don't we don't need that. Yeah, we don't need that actually. We just need here a new vector 3f current input value. And then for a mouse, we basically do okay, wait, hold on. Maybe we need more than that. Maybe we need something like that. Maybe. So if it's mouse, we do that. Case input type, mouse axis. We do something else. And then the mouse axis is, where do we have that? Here. If axis is that right? Actually, let's do that manually. Let's change that to a switch maybe. Invert we don't need. And then we have new value, get mouse position. Does that work? Is there a cast there? Oh, there is a cast. Yeah, that might actually work. Okay, then not. God damn it. Not what I wanted. Get mouse delta. All right. Let's start. Not really what I wanted. Perfect. Keyboard. Basically the same thing. And new value X. Like that, and then the gamepad axis we do similar to what we do up there. Oh, we had that already. Beautiful. Gamepad. Oh, we don't have that yet. Okay. Get controller axis value. Is that it? Okay. For now, 0. And that gives us a 0 to... Okay. How was that supposed to work? Gives us a 0 to 1 value? Enums, okay, but... Oh my god, okay. Is that not here or what? Is that something I don't include in that case? Lib, no, Onyx modules input. Platform. Interesting, the game controller is gone. It's fascinating, but okay. But then let's see what convert sticks axis value. Ah, okay. I see. Not quite sure why I would want that, but okay. Not quite sure why I want that, but alright. It's basically by that, right? Actually, it should be up here. Now we have a switch case. Input. I swear that is down here, and we don't care about that. Then new value dot x equals that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe we don't want that. Why do I want to have this as a integer value? Can you tell me that? Why would I have done that? Because we can store it in less space, that's why. I see. I mean, I guess, but then we should probably... Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit weird. Y into... that... X... Y... Actually, we could probably do this together. This together. We can get rid of those. All right, and then if our vector 3f32 input value in out input value. Basically, if our in out value is not the same, then we update it and we return true. Otherwise, we return false. And here, if we have a modifier, we do that. So we do here a public, why not? Well, actually, vector 3f32 input value in out input value. So here we do for each I input modifier input value or input modifier apply to that. Yeah, I mean, they changed it from a enum to an enum class, I guess. Like they had like type devs, right? So I think that's what it's about as well. Where do I have that? Thread pool, probably. Ish. Ah, maybe not. Maybe async task. Not sure where I have it anymore, but yeah. I think they changed it from they had like type devs or usings for the memory orders, and I think they might remove them. Hello. What do you mean you're struggling with USB? So Swizzle, do we have a... How does the Swizzle work currently? Because we have a Swizzle mask here. Then based on that... Don't I do something here with that? I thought I'd do something with that. Oh god. Out index mapping, but are we not? Or is it all here? It might all be here. What? Oh, that one. We might want to actually move that to the swivel mask. Where is the swivel mask? Here, wait, hold on, that is garbage. Okay. It's in vector.h, but we don't have a vector.cpp. I mean, that might not be too much of a problem. Onyx geometry vector 4. No. Maybe we do it here. Where is the vector included? Uh-huh. Why do we do that? Oh, because of this, because of this one. I mean, we can do it here as well. Right, that should be fine. That should still work then. And then we can use that here in the apply. So basically we do a vector for u8. Swivel. And then we basically do a new vector 3f32 swiveled is value at swivel x value Add swizzle Y. Oh, okay. I see. Sorry, I only read it now. So that should work. And then do I need to do anything else after that? Let me think. So how does that work now? We would create a binding. No, I mean that probably works. Does it work for the keyboard though? We do W, and then we want to input binding. So we apply our modifier here. That's not quite working yet. So if so basically if the input values are empty, no, that's not really what I want. Hold on. Yeah, all of them. Static cast F32. This part is not correct yet. Maybe we don't want that. It's maybe not the best way in hindsight. I thought that would work, but it's not exactly how I want it. Because realistically, for a WASD movement, we need to write into each component one at a time. But this would override it currently. I will get some water and then we will continue with that. Let's rethink that again. If we would always write... okay, no, that doesn't really matter. That doesn't change anything. So that all is fine. It's this that's the problem. Maybe it should be in out input value. Where we do, I think we don't really have a max, right? Can I make an std max overload for that? Okay, that exists. But it's not really how I want it, right? Because that will take just... So it should probably be X. XX. And then here is triggered basically. Alright, I mean, maybe we always do that. And that basically returns... Do we want it like that? Yeah, maybe. But maybe we actually then want to do vector 3f32 get input value. We do it like that. That is const. And we return that thing. And now we take the input system here. And then here the is triggered, we just take the input system. Okay, wait, hold on. That. Those cases are not indented or what? Yeah. Let's get rid of that for now. If well, input if m triggers is empty, then we just check if the thing has happened, right? Which is a little bit well, it has to be a it cannot be a mouse axis at that point, because it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to have that. Type is not in mouse axis and type is not gamepad axis. And then basically if type is mouse button, then m is triggered is that. If it's keyboard, let's start. And we don't support anything else. Add other action trigger types like hold, etc. And then this is basically that. If it's empty, well, I mean, technically, hold on, we can do that. We can actually do that. So here, that one is that one is M is triggered, is true. That one is key. That one is gamepad, and that one is true again. Well, I guess we could add it. But okay. And then we apply the modifiers, which is not a const function, which is kind of weird. And that's it. All right, so that works. And then we have input action. Okay. Input action system, never mind. So we go over that. We don't have context anymore. That is just a vector 3f32 value. We don't need that. Don't need that context anymore. We don't need that anymore. We don't need this. We technically don't need the bindings anymore as well. Don't need any of that anymore, actually. This true. This should be a registry factory for modifier and triggers. Then we have vector 3f32. Well, we don't really need that actually. So we go through the bindings, each of them. We do the binding update as the input system. And then if the binding is triggered, which we don't need an input system anymore for, then we do binding.get input value with the M input system. And then for now we do action state add value x equals std max of action state value x and new input value x. Actually, then outside of that loop, has triggered. We basically do that with our binding, well, actually action state value. And that becomes a vector 3f. And we do that. Or we do that, but that one is basically delete, I guess. Does that work? And then we do a const bool reference. Or can I do that? Well, if it's not 0, right? We have const, or we have a f32 basically. Then we have a template. Vector2 f32 get data. We might need to move that out of the class, I guess. Does this really work? Vector 3 F, vector 3 F32. Does that work? Let me quickly. Alright, we have some compile errors. I mean, that was to be expected, right? Because, let's be honest. Why would that be skipped? What? Ah, okay. Where? Yeah. The good old ones. Okay, so this is basically gone. The input binding basically just do like that now because we don't need unique pointers anymore for that. Don't need the input type. The input. And now we just have one binding slot. Input get input no. U32 get input or get binding. Let's do set binding. And then we get rid of fire, not really, we get the modifiers and the other stuff. Modifiers and triggers. And then we basically say serializer Triggers. Modifiers. Is there already if it's a dynamic array? Okay, I mean if it's empty it doesn't do a whole lot. At least I hope it doesn't. If the count is 0, then we don't do anything, yeah. Okay, cool. And then the deserialize. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Do that. Deserialize, read. And then deserialize, read. If it's an array, what happens there? Get items count. Oh, but that, if that's 0, I guess it doesn't do anything, right? Maybe. Let's hope that works. We will find out if that works. So that should do that part. Init context. Let me think. Maybe we don't even need that. We might actually not need that, which makes it all a little easier. Current action states. I mean, maybe we need it. I don't know, we can leave it. But actually every frame here basically reset to 0, I think. Which is a little sus then, but which makes me think we might not need that. Oh well, yeah, then a couple more things. Input action. That is just an input binding list then. This is that. So that is at least simpler. Input serializer. We want more serializers. Two more to be specific. I input modifier. Well, actually, no. Oh, yeah, I mean, kinda. A unique pointer of that. And the unique pointer of the modifiers, right? Trigger. Trigger. Well, actually, we can leave those out for now. Because we don't really need them right now. But I have to eventually do them. Ah, we actually need them, but yeah, we will do that. One step at a time. So that's that. That's already the settings window. That goes like that then. That goes like that. Is axis. It goes away. Actually, let's just do that. Let's not check anything here. Doesn't really matter. I guess we can do is game access event. Gamepad access event. If selected action then we do that. Airs. We try to figure out the binding probably. Well, if it's access 2D, we do that, otherwise we do this, right? If it's 2D, if our gamepad access event M axis is, well, we can do a switch, right? Otherwise we do that. Or we can do a default, right? I mean, technically we can do that, right? But it's not really a thing. So you cannot have that as the input value, but yeah. Well, actually, if it's the mouse wheel, you can probably leave it. All right, so we have that. We basically don't have add binding anymore. I mean, yeah, we do, but always a new one like that, right? Finding slot labor. I think we just want that. Slow progress, but we're getting there hopefully. Let's see how that works. Almost, maybe. Bindings count. That's fine. Action. I mean, almost correct, right? So binding slots count. I think that is gone. And I think we can kick that out as well. That is basically just that. Oh, is binding selected? Okay. That one goes away. And then we have this gone, this gone. And for now the modifiers are gone again. Only thing we want is this button basically. Again, for listening. Selected input binding. Oh yeah, I mean, we don't need any of that stuff then. Okay, that kinda didn't work. So I guess we do it different. Never mind. Where is it? Oh god. Well, I mean, technically, we can do that. So, if const x per std is same v, what? Pairs if const x per whereas it has to be that, right? And otherwise we throw an error anyways. Cannot convert that's still as wired as it. Okay. Cannot convert. Ah. Alright, can I do auto? Mm. Ah, that's unfortunate. Guess we would want to do that, right? And then we copy it out. Why would that not work? Hey, Nitesh, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Cannot convert. Wait a second. Is it that we need to do that? But it should have triggered here, right? Okay, well, whatever. What the hell is that? Convert swizzle mask to swizzle mask. Ah, is it that I need to do that as inline? Or like even const expr, right? It could be const expr actually. Because it doesn't really matter, and vector 4 supports a const expr, yeah. Oh, but we probably still need inline for it. Okay, maybe not. Never mind. Maybe we need to mark it as static. That might be it. That's missing, but let's see. What is that? What? Input binding. What is here? What do you complain about? Is it that we don't have a default constructor or what? I'm not quite sure what input binding age. The default delete. Do I need to do that or what? Thought that would be implicitly generated for me. Actually, that can be a const, right? Not that it matters, but it can be const. Yeah. Cancel rebirth. Not as much progress as I would have liked today. Turned out it was a little bit bigger than I thought. the change. And I'm still not sure what that is about. Wait, what? Attempting to reference a deleted function. Maybe we don't need that. Oh, wait. Oh, I think I know what it is. Need. But where would that be? Where is that happening? Is the question. I mean, maybe it was the default deleter, I don't know. But I doubt it was. It's probably somewhere else. Okay, no, that was actually interesting. We will not be able to load our input action file. Because we need to change that. It's probably here, right? Yeah. So type bool works, but that one goes away. That goes like that, and that goes into binding, I think. And same here. And into binding. Into binding. Into binding. So that one is now the first one that we need to change. So that goes not like that. That is a keyboard binding. Oh, well, we can't really support that yet, but okay, let's find out. Binding Wendy, which would be up, which we would want modifier. Which we would want a modifier for. Which we don't have yet. And then that is gone. Then we do it down. And then we do another one. Or we do down. Then we do another one. Which is left. Then we do another one, which is right. do a forward. And backwards. Like that. And then we close that. No, not quite. I mean, yes, kinda. Let's not do the gamepad for now. We will deal with the gamepad later. So we then close the bindings and that ID. And then camera rotation type X is 2D. And we get rid of that. And then this is a mouse axis. Binding something. But that was the delta, right? Was it the delta? Camera rotation, I think so. So it would be 12. And then the gamepad. Would be binding something as well. Gamepad would be the right stick axis, so 12 as well. Alright. And then camera speed is a mouse axis, and that is the wheel. So that would be 16. Oh, then maybe the... no, the keyboard is fine, right? Yeah. Because we don't have them stacked. Camera slowdown. Input. Binding. All right. I mean, maybe. Might as well fail. Probably will fail, to be honest. I mean, I can kind of turn and not really. Oh, wait. Is it because whenever we do the reset, this needs to be basically the negative values? Basically F32 min. Or like lowest. Yeah, so that works. Can I move? Not really. God damn it. All right. Why did we? Oh wait. Yeah, I said that it doesn't work right. Because basically we need to get the modifier up and running. So basically what we need is the registry. We need a void register modifier. Or like register, it doesn't really matter. Template type name T requires std is base of I input modifier T private in place function that returns basically that. Registered registers modifier at T type ID is a new in-place function that returns a make unique of T. Right, then that's about it. How do we do the... Oh well, and then probably we do a serialize. Or something along those lines. I mean, we can probably just do a void. So deserialization is a thing, and this is const, and deserialize is this const and the other thing not const. then here we need to implement those. God damn it. And let's generate that. Let's generate that. Well, they need to be probably bool because we kind of did that. All right. What? Ah, yeah, swizzle. So that one is a serializer, right? Swizzle, or like mask, well, mask. And then deserializer, read, mask, deserializer, not deserializer, mask. Cool. All right, so we have that, and then let's go to our serializer here. And then we have those, and this, and those. And here, basically something similar to that, which is very easy. Oh, but then, yeah, that doesn't really work, right? Modifier, modifier. Like that, and we need to change this. Basically deserializer, read for each. How does that work? The dynamic array, how does that work? Yeah, see, so that doesn't work, so we need to do a read for each with just a callable function, yeah. Which is the deserializer here, probably. Scoped deserializer. And then here we do out binding, get modifiers and place back. Why we get the type ID first? So we get that, which is scoped deserializer read type ID. Type ID. And then we emplace back input registry, create modifier with the type ID. Modifiers. Create modifier that, and then here we do scoped deserializer read that. Do I need a name for that? If I don't provide a name, what happens? It just tries to read it as is, which might work. Type ID. Return as registered modifiers add type ID. All right. Might work, might not work. We will find out. Is that not how it works? Bool callable that. We need to return true, I guess. All right, and then we just need to register that. So whistle input modifier like that. At a breakpoint here because I want to verify what that is. Where is that arrow? Oh, that makes sense. Although, do I need that? I could as well just do that, right? And then no, it needs to be a pointer, yeah. Well, I mean, technically it doesn't need to be a pointer. But for now we will do it. Alright, so that's there, and then what we want is... Where is my input binding stuff? Do I still have it open? Input context, yes, here. So keyboard, that one is a new type ID. Oh, we can do it actually ID. Or, oh no, our type ID probably makes sense. And then this one I have no idea. But that one will be this little one. And then we have here a mask. And that one will be... probably... I want the 3D out. So probably Y, X, Z. Y, X. Where is Y, X, Z? Y, X, Z. That doesn't exist, huh? Fascinating. X, Y, Z. Y, X, Z is 1, 0, 2, 0. No, I'm not in the same header. I mean, not really. Okay, but I need to verify which goddammit mask is which. So let's not do that for now. Oh, we can do that. So that hopefully should work. Then we can compile. Then we can get the type ID. And then we can think about the XYZ stuff. Maybe I will still do a different binding type though. But let's see. So that one, and we get the type ID. First. Hex. No. So that is that. Which I think we do like that. So god damn it. X is 3D. So I think this was up. So that should be XX. Well, X. Probably XXX, right? Well, probably YXY. That is probably correct. And then we do another modifier here. That is down, so that is basically the same. And then we have this one, which was left, which is fine. Right is fine for now. And then this one goes YYX, so that we have it in the set coordinate. And this one as well. Now we need another modifier actually already right away for the keyboard. That one doesn't necessarily, like, just luckily doesn't need to write. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, we do need to. That one is basically a vector 3, well, a bool. How we could do a vector 3 of bools actually, right? It actually works. We never used that anywhere so far, but that should work. In theory, that should work. And now we can do return. Negate. I guess we can leave that. And then value X Well, if negate at 0, then we do value at x times equals -1. We could do it more optimized, right? We could already actually, let's do that maybe. Can I do an S8 here? Does it really matter now? I guess it's fine like that. Alright, and then we need to register that one as well, which we already did. So let's find out what that is. Then we should be good. Oh wait, we don't have that vector serialization, right? We need that here. Vector 3 bool. That should already do it, right? Just needed to explicitly define it, and then that's it. No, not quite actually. Still need to have it down here, right? Yeah. Vector 3 bool. What? Why does that not work? Ah, because we didn't define it. And then deserialize. Oh, did we? Oh, okay, we have the deserialize right next to it. Might want to actually add a type for that as well. Maybe a vector 3b. I don't know. Maybe. Adding a nice using for it, maybe. Not such a bad idea. But yeah, I will call it a day very soon. But I want to get that running and then we call it a day. Alright, so we have that there. So we go in here, register that one. Copy value. And then we have here vector vector, well, not vector, input context, right? Yeah, this. So basically we need to invert. Which ones do we need to invert? So here, that's up and that's down. So down we need to invert. Hello? Okay, whatever. Negate. And then this is... Not quite sure what we called it. Oh. Negate. And then this should be true. Let's try 0 minus 1 0. Ah, 0 1 0. And then this is left, which we have to invert. Then this is right, which we have to do nothing. And then we have forward, which I think we have to invert. And we invert here 0 0 1. And then this is not inverted. And that might work. Or it crashes. Ah, because bool. Unfortunate. Does it really need to be a true and false value here? False, true, false. Is that really it? Wait. That's... Wait. This is up, this is down. This is left, so we need true, false, right? And then false, true. Okay. Not quite how I imagined it. Okay. Guess we need some debugging going on here. But I think what's a problem as well is input action. No, input action system. We can get rid of that. That is fine-ish. Why did I do that? Ah, because, yeah, I do understand again why I did that. I think it's a combination of the triggered and the max here. Let's just not take the max. Let's just always take the new input value, maybe. But does that work? No, probably not actually. Hold on. But probably we need to I need to probably find out which value we want to write to. So probably the logic has to be in here to write to the value. But we will do, or I will do that tomorrow off stream, maybe. I don't know. Then we are back as well again on the terrain. But yeah, it's pretty close to what I want. Because with that we cannot do modifiers very easily. But I think I might add still one thing back from the old system which I kinda liked, which was the composite actions. I think they are quite nice for 2D, 3D inputs because they make this setup a little bit simpler. So we might bring those back. Luckily I have it in source tree so I can revert a couple of things. But yeah, thank you very much for joining. We will be back probably Wednesday. I don't think I will stream tomorrow. And yeah, from now on, Monday is a stream day every day of the week, at least until December. And then I have to go back to work on Monday again, but we'll evaluate how I liked it and maybe I will do that again in the future. So yeah, not exactly how I planned it. I thought I would be faster, but it was quite a big change. But I think it's for the better in terms of what we can do with the input system now, even though it's not entirely finished. It's closer to what the input system is in Unreal now. Before it was closer to Unity, but I didn't like that too much. I think the Unreal approach is a little bit maybe over-engineered, but more dynamic in what it can do. All right. Thank you very much. Have a nice rest of your evening. Have a good Tuesday tomorrow, and we see each other on Wednesday, 7:30 as usual. Bye bye.